What up, though? OG Kenny, O underscore G underscore Kenny at Retired from the Streets TV. I know. I already know. I'm sick of my own shit, right? Because I got a lot of people that just more or less they didn't understand the journey I had to go through these last several months not being on YouTube. They didn't understand how a lot of these stories were touching not only emotional but spiritual chords with me, because these are things that I went through. These weren't always, lollygag ass or lollipop ass moments. We make jest of a lot of dudes like me who got prison channels. A lot of them who got way bigger prison channels. Some of them got smaller. I'm pretty sure they'll attest that we make this entertaining as much as possible and digestible as much as possible, right? However, when none of this shit sweet. You understand what I'm saying? It was very, very emotionally traumatic and very spiritually traumatic going through prison, even though I know you'll say you've been to prison 3 times. Yeah, I did. The first time wasn't so bad, right? Sound crazy, but I was a lot younger, a lot less responsibilities on my plate. As I got older, started maturing, when I got to going back and forth, right? It started taking a toll on me, and I started looking back and thinking about all of the things that I normalized because I was living in the moment and it was survival mode, right? So now the last story that y'all remember me telling was me talking about sleeping with the enemy, about my bunkie, who shall remain nameless. And I remember the brother, good brother, um, for the most part, until all this little funny style stuff started happening with him acting like the smoke in the cell was, whatever. I don't know if it was a religious conviction thing or it was just like he just was being petty. I ain't appreciate it, like I was explaining in the last one, and about watching who around you, because you could be sleeping with the enemy, right? Peep this. After that incident, we started getting shook down. I started getting shook down on the yard more often than I ever had been getting shaken down. It started coming to pass that people started trying to mimic what I was doing, trying to put the same play down, and was getting their packs intercepted, was getting busted on the visits. They was going out there finding dumb, stupid moves, like dudes trying to stuff drugs into the dang on slot of the vending machines to come back and get them later when the visiting room shut down. Because as I've explained previously, at Macomb Prison in level 1, the visiting room doubled as the barber shop when visiting hours were closed, because this was a level 1. It was what they call unsecured, which means that you get to go out to the world every day. You get to go on work crew and go out and whatnot and live a little free time, so to speak. As far as outside them bars, you ain't in the bars all goddamn day. So this was one of them type of spots. So that's why it was kind of so sweet. It wasn't like we had hella obstacles to go through to get bags in there. You just had to have a little ingenuity. And I found me a lane. And anybody that was at Macomb level 1, what was this? Late 99, early 2000. You feel what I'm saying? On down, it's about like 2001 almost. Y'all know I was the only one that had that thing up in there. And then when somebody else had it, it was very short lived and it wasn't as plentiful. I started getting shook down. I started seeing all eyes on me. I really started shutting operations down and making it really small between making my circle small as far as who I dealt with and who I did and didn't allow around us and who was getting something from us, right? Because it was a little crew. Me and my man Cross. Shout out to Cross. I had my man Spook McKing. I had my dog youngster, Lil Jay. I forget Jay whole name, but my man Terrell Williams, TX. Rest in peace to that brother. I had a few people, just put it like that. Small group of people that I was dealing with. And what I know, I don't feel, I know people took that to heart and they got pissed about that. Oh, he acted funny. I mean, you already in a situation where if you got 3 ink pens and the dude got 1, he jealous in certain situations. Certain individuals don't like you having nothing more than them, right? Just like a hood mentality. You got 2 hoopties, you got an iPhone 14 Pro, you feel me, and you live in a house that you fixing up that you own. people look at you different. They might be hating on you because they got to pay rent and they got to share a car with their BM. My whole point in all this is that after that incident with my bunkie, and I'm not blaming him, you know, even though I'm gonna keep him nameless. I don't want him ever watching this and having a spaz moment on the internet saying he's lying, because a lot of people who was down there with me knew who my bunkie was, and they was like, your bunkie a weirdo. You feel what I'm saying? You had a handful of them that dealt with him. The rest of them was like, dog, a weirdo, right? And I'm pretty sure he was a solid dude on the street, but prison will make you turn into a biot, right? You hear me? You would turn to a biot. So I was getting to it. They was getting mad. I had my crew. When I stopped dealing with everybody, that's when the law started coming. That's when it started getting time to shut down. That's when we started hiding the smoke. We had to go hide in people's rooms. We was already doing that during count time. As soon as they clear count but don't open the unit, we slide in somebody's room, get our session on, because as soon as they opened the unit, everybody was sitting down trying to peep up and see who was coming out of what room and who was going into what, you know, and who was exchanging what, right? Got to be in too much. One thing I learned during that time, a key thing I learned during that time, was that when you start seeing all these different warning signs that's pointing in the direction of trouble, ain't just no slowing down. It ain't no just let me just minimize it and go to this person, that person, and so forth and so on. No, it's time to stop. It's time to pull out, pause. You hear me? It's time to just leave it alone, go cold turkey. If you ain't saved up by then, you ain't got and met your quota by then and got to your little your guidepost or whatever you was trying to achieve, it don't matter. If it's better, right, to get away with your freedom and have nothing than to have everything and then get caught. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying this as a premise to a follow-up to this story that I think y'all gonna find kind of entertaining, but it was kind of sad at the same time. And it was about not following and watching and paying attention to those warning signs, man. You know, I've been doing so much these last so many months that where when I think about this story here that I'm about to tell y'all, it reminds me of everything that I went through late last year, leading up to this year, right? That were warning signs of who to and not deal with, that led up to some of these legal things that I'm going through and some of these street issues that I had to deal with, right? Nothing crazy, nothing horrible, but I had to address some things. And being a dude who's considered an OG to some, it's a respect level that has to be there and it has to be adhered to if we gonna be living on the same playing field. Otherwise, we gotta both start watching our back. So I had to address certain things then as I had now, and that's why this next story is relevant. Until then, y'all be smooth. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart, man, because without you individuals, whether it's 5, 10, and 15, it ain't none of us popping, right? And these stories not relevant because you can't pass them to nobody. You can't tell nobody. You can't caution no young dude. You can't say, see what he talking about? This is what I was just saying the other day, right? Anyway, man, OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny, advertised from the streets TV. Love y'all, and I'm out. Peace. Keep them nervous.